What's going on, everybody? My name is Zach Hartley and welcome back to another weekly watch list video. In this one, I'm going to share with you my portfolio. We're going to take a look at the market conditions, and then I'm going to share with you the stocks that are at the top of my watch list going into the week ahead. So let's jump right in. Okay, so this week I don't have a ton of positions right now. I'm actually pretty lean and I haven't traded a whole lot over the last few weeks, but I am holding both Coursera and Udemy. Coursera was a stock trade that has just worked out really well, and I've let it run and just slowly kept moving up my stop loss. And then Udemy was actually an options position that expired in the money, so it converted into shares, currently up about 2.3%, and I have a stop loss set just below $10. So if it drops below, I'm going to exit real quick, take the loss, and not really worry about it. Now, when it comes to the market conditions, you can see the NASDAQ. We were at a very key and crucial point last week where we had a support level that we were testing right here, and then we had a key level that used to act as resistance and is now acting as support. And last week we bounced off both of those levels, which was really nice to see. When it comes to the S&P 500, we had something similar here where we were bouncing off of a key level that previously acted as resistance. We broke through it and is now acting as support. So that is very nice to see. And with the Dow Jones, we're not really seeing a whole lot of action right around our key level. It actually looks like we're actually starting to build a new bullish trend right here. So we are going to watch and see if that continues to hold up over the next few weeks. When it comes to Bitcoin, we have been on an absolute roller coaster over the last few weeks. We actually got the ETF, the spot ETF for Bitcoin approved this week. This price ran up by, I think it was like 12 or 15%, and then it very quickly came back down as the week progressed. So not a great sign. However, WTIC, or West Texas Intermediate Crude, skyrocketed this week, continued with this bullish trend, and it looks like we are going to be pushing new highs. So this is very nice to see. And I pointed out this breakout here actually just a few weeks ago with a couple of energy stocks that we are going to touch on in this video again. Now, one other thing that I get questioned a lot about is lithium companies. And I used to talk about them a lot, but unfortunately the price of lithium fell off a cliff from about 600,000 all the way down to 150,000 per ton of lithium carbonate. And that is a huge drop off, which made it harder and harder for a lot of the lithium companies to produce a profit. And so until this price goes back up, I'm probably not going to be talking about them a whole lot, but I am watching this chart extremely closely so that I can get in at the bottom when the price does begin to go back up. Now, when it comes to earnings this week, we're not going to see a whole lot on Monday because a lot of the markets are closed. However, come later in the week, we have GameStop, we also have ChargePoint, we have DocuSign, we have Restoration Hardware, and we have a company called Braze. This is a company that I really like, and I'm going to talk about them as well because their income statement is extremely impressive. But first, let's talk about market conditions. Like I said, Monday is going to be basically an off day, and then later this week, the Bank of Canada is announcing their interest rate decision. We have the U.S. Federal Reserve also announcing their interest rate decision later this month. I believe it's around September 20th. And one of the reasons that you saw the price of oil going up is because OPEC is cutting production. That is having a major impact on global supply and demand forces, and we can use that to our advantage if we can understand what direction those forces are going to send the price. Next here is China. They're going through some major real estate issues. You probably remember when all of the headlines were talking about Evergrande collapsing, a major real estate developer in China. Well, the larger company than Evergrande in China is now collapsing that does real estate development. And so it is not a good situation. It is a very bad situation, and the contagion is starting to spread beyond just real estate. So it's definitely something we need to watch for. But here in North America, AI stocks are still the hot trend. Nvidia is still skyrocketing higher, and it's going to be very interesting to see if this is a bubble that we are in or if this is just the new normal. And now lastly here, high interest rates and consumer debt are starting to become a larger and larger focus. Mortgages are getting extended out. Car financing is becoming harder to get and harder to keep. And these high interest rates are having a major impact on not only the economy, but anybody and any companies with a lot of debt. So it is something that we need to be cautious of, we need to be careful of, and we need to watch for. Now, when it comes to stocks on my watch list this week, I just want to touch on Synovus and Suncor once more because I pointed them out when they were breaking out. I pointed them out when basically West Texas Intermediate Crude began to skyrocket, and I want to point them out again because I don't think it's too late. We had a major level of support. We had a descending resistance line right here that created a textbook descending wedge pattern, and then we saw a breakout confirmed by both our MACD and our moving averages. This was just basically a textbook example of a breakout from a descending wedge, and it was confirmed by the price of the underlying resource going up. We see it here in Cenovus, we see it again here in Suncor, and the reason I'm pointing it out is because I don't think it's too late. As long as the price of WTIC and basically natural gas and oil and natural gas in general, as long as those prices continue to go up, I think Suncor and Cenovus are going to continue to do well in the short term. The next company I want to point out here is Amazon. Amazon is one of those big tech companies, but they're one of the only ones that has not come up to the all-time highs. I think Amazon is still selling at a discount. I think they are an extremely ingrained company in North American and almost global society, and I don't think there's anything that's going to really slow them down. And so I like them as a long-term investment. I also like them as a short-term investment because if they break out through this 147 right here, you've got a nice easy stop loss at 145. You can manage your risk appropriately, and I think it's a very clear and easy technical play. Now, Braze, this is the company that I was talking about earlier. I like them, and I think they're approaching a very key level of resistance right around $50, $51 right here, and they are also reporting their earnings on Thursday, so that could be the catalyst that sends them above 50. And the reason that they're on my radar and the reason I like them so much is because when you look at their income statement, their revenue has gone in one direction, and that is up, and it has gone up in a very steady manner, which is very nice to see. And I like seeing it like this because you can see every single quarter their income just slowly their revenue just slowly increases. And if you're interested in this software, it's called Stock Unlock. There's a link in the description down below if you want to check it out. You get 1 month free. This is the software I use to analyze stocks right now. Next company I want to talk about here is Enbridge. Enbridge is super unique because they're basically forming that descending wedge pattern that we saw with Cenovus and Suncor. They have a very key level of support right around $46 right here, but they're also paying out a 7.3% dividend right now, which in my mind is extremely attractive, and you can put a stop loss right around $45 here. And so if the price continues to fall, you've got your risk managed. You can get out of it with a really small loss, but if the price doesn't continue to fall, you can collect a 7% plus dividend for the next several years here, and you've got the upside to go from 45 all the way back up to $60 here. So you got 33% upside on the stock, you got a 7% dividend, and you've got like a 3, 4, 5% downside. So not too bad here. I really like it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck trading, good luck investing, and we'll talk to you soon.